Welcome back everyone to my channel. Got another video for you today. It is going to be round 2 of the case tournament at my local store for the May the 4th tournament. This one is going to be a Sabine versus Sabine matchup. We have double red Sabine on the left and we have red yellow Sabine on the right. I'll be kind of interested to see what both decks are trying to do. The double red Sabine starts with 5 less life, which could be pretty crucial in this matchup, but they do get a Tarkin Town ability that could help them remove something off the field. I'm just going to be chilling up here in the top left corner, and if you missed the last one, I have never seen this game before, so it's kind of like I'm doing live commentating, and you and me are watching this together for the first time. Just going to give my opinions and thoughts. No one was watching the recording. I was actually on my phone, and I was playing games at the exact same time. So hopefully the camera looks clean, and let's just get straight into it. I do appreciate the cool Sabine showcase as well. Ooh, we have a really nice visual of his hand, which is cool. I do enjoy that. Ooh, I like Leia too. Looks like he's gonna ship his hand back, so let's get to some action. I'm not sure having the initiative matters too much in this matchup. Um, each player needs to think about whether they want to be pinging or not. I think that if I was the 30 HP Sabine, I'd be looking to use my hero ability unless I really wanted initiative. So I guess it depends what's being played, right? So red yellow opens the A-Wing, which means that the red Sabine can never play A-Wing because it just dies for free. I don't think you want to use Tarkin Town that early on it. But it looks like he plays the A-Wing anyway. Let's see if he gets punished for it. I did not know he had it in his hand, but it just doesn't seem right to me. Maybe he didn't have another 2-drop play, so this is just what he has to do. Please don't activate Sabine here. That would be a big misstep. Looks like he just takes the initiative. I think he was thinking about it for a second, though. But yeah, your A-Wing trades for free, my man, so you just gotta kill his unit. He even grabs it. He knows it's going to die. I wonder, I mean, do you consider going face there? Absolutely not, because then your aiming just dies for free. So, all right, so he immediately uses the Tarkin Town ability. That kind of sucks. I feel like the initiative then did matter a lot. Like you had to use your whole base ability just because you didn't get to go first. Okay, now we have a Falcon. Okay. And that's a Fighters for Freedom. Again, sorry about the glare. Fighters for Freedom is the 3/4 unit that when you play a red card, you can deal 1 damage. So the Falcon is nice pressure, but he does have to pay its tax every turn, which means he can't play a 4-drop next turn. It looks like his hand, though, is that a Bamboozle? Really hard to see. He doesn't have anything expensive, though, in his hand right now, so he probably doesn't mind paying the tax on Falcon. Ooh. Is that an R2? I kind of like this guy's list with the heroic sacrifice. Looking spicy. R2D2 is a really underestimated unit. A 1/4 is just very, very crazy. The stats means it doesn't die to anything else. It does a lot of filtering. If you buff it up with Wing Leader, it's a nice threat that you have for the whole game. Did he not resource? Ooh. Oh no, he is. I was like, okay. Really likes his hand, so he does resource. I wonder if he just says surprise strike with R2 here. I'm never a big fan of surprise strike early. I rather just get as many units as I can on the board. I like using all these events later, like for a cause, surprise strike. I like using them late. Trying to have more damage than it looks like I have. So they just trade 3 back and forth. I feel like Bamboozle does not do much in this matchup. Okay, so he's Sabining. Looks like he's just delaying Sabine here. You know, oh, that's not a surprise strike, is it? Yeah, because if he has surprise strike, then you always summon Sabine first, right? And then when your opponent summons Sabine, you could just surprise strike Sabine as Sabine. I'm actually not sure if that's worth it because you're losing a lot of damage on the face, but then their leader's just dead already. The only thing that would suck about that is, like, you know, the Fighters for Freedom could take out Sabine, but I actually think that yellow card's outmaneuver. It's really hard to tell. We'll find out together what is in his hand. And there we go. R2 already doing some work. Gets to put something on the bottom. He's taking 3, so 8 to 8. They're both taking 8 damage, but obviously the Target Town guy started a little bit lower. And his base did nothing this game because it just traded with initiative. And we have a big old glare on our shiny Sabine. It's just too shiny for the camera. Metal Ceremony makes everything bigger, which is pretty strong. He sells and played a card at this turn that costs resources. Another Fighters for Freedom. Wow. Yeah, not a unique unit, so he's about to be pushing some serious damage. Oh man, I wonder if he has a red card right now. This is looking very bad for the yellow player. And he doesn't even use 2 of his resources. Yikes. That's pretty bad. Like, on a 4 resource, all you do is summon an R2-D2. That's going to be brutal for him. The disparity is getting pretty large already. Just having 2 Fighters for Freedom, being able to ping 2 damage is quite a lot. And the Falcon doesn't even feel that great anymore. Like, it's just going to be 3 damage every turn, but we have to keep paying for it. I did see your guys' comments, by the way, and you guys told me to put both of the videos together, so we are going to include all the videos here. So you can always check out the comments if you want to skip around to game 2, or if there is a game 3, you can go ahead and skip to that too. Okay, so he has a Leia and a Fleet Lieutenant in hand. Heroic Sacrifice. And some yellow spell. Can you do anything cool with the Heroic Sacrifice? No. Besides kill your opponent, I guess. I mean, I gotta try to do some quick maths. Can 2 Sabine swings and a Millennium Falcon? 6, 9, 10, 11. No, it's not enough. Close though. Close. Fleet Lieutenant dies for free, but maybe it pushes enough damage that it helps us. He's real thinking about this action. Leia feels not awful either. Like, it just heals us 4. And can heal us more if it gets attacked, right? Oh, it's a sneak attack. Okay. Okay, so he discards the Leia to play the Bamboozle for free to get a free tap down. That seems okay. Our opponent pays 4 for an aggression. Oh, man, that is just crazy value. Wow. I mean, I was already kind of questioning Bamboozle, but now you got super, super punished for playing that card. His unit untapped, and you just lost your Falcon without swinging, and you already paid for your Falcon. That's rush. Rush. That's rough. Rough. So now the Sabine player, the red one, has 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage on board, which is more than half of our remaining health. I don't know if the yellow player is going to be able to push enough. This yellow deck is looking pretty interesting. It has a lot of cards that kind of like cheat mana with Bamboozle and Sneak Attack. Heroic Sacrifice is kind of cheating mana because it's like doing more for its cost, but then you lose a unit. So, but all these cards are just negative value, so you get outvalued real hard. He does the classic Heroic Sacrifice on the R2. I don't think he got his scry off though. That's fine. Didn't want to look. And it looks like he has Sneak Attack Millennium Falcon, which is 3 more damage. Our opponent has 9 left, so I don't know if that's going to be enough. But yeah, that's, if I was the yellow player, I'd be looking like, can I find the window to get enough damage on his base? It looks like he's sneak attacking his fleet lieutenant in, which is kind of sneaky. So fleet lieutenant's going to come untapped, and then fleet lieutenant's going to target itself with his ability. And then he's going to do 5 damage to the face. As you see, fleet lieutenant says, when played, you may attack with a unit. So he's choosing itself to attack right away. And the reason it's untapped is because of sneak attack. You just put it straight in the grave because it does die at the end of the turn. And look at that. The Tarkin player has only 3 life left. That's brutal. And we have 15 life on Chopper base. So if we look at how much damage is on board, it's 4, 7, 10. So not enough to kill us. So our opponent would need 4 actions at least to kill us. So how can we sneak in this Falcon? Does he have a 2-drop in there? Yeah, I probably would have, yeah. Yeah, you probably play out the Sabine Wren first and maybe try to bait him playing a spell. Okay, just go straight for Falcon. I would have been worried there. I would have tried to like at least bait out a spell. Yeah, now it just gets aggressions. So that really sucks. That might be all she wrote. I think it was kind of doomed anyway. If you play the 2-drop, if our opponent's good, he's not like wasting his aggression. You kind of just have to like play the Sabine Wren and pass and wait for him to use his resources and then play the Falcon. But that might still be a losing line as well. I mean, with our opponent at no cards, seems pretty easy. We attack into the Sabine and trade it off. Also, maybe he has a lethal line, 17. Yeah, only needs to do 13 more. And again, we have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it looks like he doesn't have the lethal line. You'd be 1 damage off if he played another red spell. So he's just going to trade off and hope his opponent doesn't draw 3 damage. It's pretty hard to draw damage just straight off the cuff, right? It would need to be for a cause, or like a sneak attack fleet lieutenant play like we just saw, which would be a pretty cool way to win. Not gonna lie. Okay, he uses Sabine ability, which is fine now because his opponent's never killing him. But it's very close. And then he goes A-Wing, and he takes 2 more. Okay, so now he's dead to the first action, which he was always dead at the first action anyway. And it looks like he drew Wing Leader and Sabine Wren. So that's all she wrote, and he concedes. Interesting. Okay, let's talk about the game real fast. I mean, I think it was definitely a mistake right away to play the A-Wing, but if that's his only 2-drop, I guess he just has to suck it up, do it, and use the Tarkin Town. And I think the yellow player could have taken advantage over it. I wasn't sure what he ended up resourcing that game, but he just had way too many spells. Like, as soon as you get all that value, you're 5 life up, and I mean, you're 5 life up, right? So you're 5 life up, and you have the initiative. I would feel pretty good to be in that spot. Like, our opponent's pretty much playing a blank base because they had to waste it to trade A-Wing to A-Wing. So you should feel real favored in that spot. It's just like on his 4 resource play, he only played an R2. and the Millennium Tax. So that feels real bad. Yeah. Or again, don't really know what was in his hand, but if he had another play, it looked like he held on to that bamboozle, so it'd be real interesting to see what he resourced. Because surely he resourced a unit somewhere in there. But let's skip to the action, guys. And looks like they are all rearing to go. The yellow Sabine player gets to go first again. And they did not resource the bamboozle. They must really like that card in this matchup. I haven't really ever played red yellow Sabine into red red, so they must know something I don't. But you know, he's resourcing not bamboozle, so he must like it in this matchup. I was thinking that it's not that great, but especially being at the 30 life Sabine, I might think I can outvalue. But it could be that aggression is just a hard card to outvalue anyway. Don't know what they're talking about, but he uses Sabine effect to deal 1 to each person. Maybe he's just running through the lines of does he want initiative or does he want to use Sabine ability? Hard to see his hand here. He's hiding it from us. What you got cooking, Mr. Double Red? I wonder if he passed here. Oh, no, he's just thinking. Okay, so he plays a Sabine Wren. I don't see any problem with that. It's a pretty powerful card to play on the ground. It goes unanswered against everything. What kind of sucks now is if our opponent had also a Sabine Wren in hand, they can't even play it because it just dies for free. So, okay, we play Leia. We get the 1 resource back. This feels pretty bad. Also, you know, questionable why we pinged first with Sabine. Okay, we get to play Choppa. So we're playing 2 units out on turn 1. That could feel pretty good. Again, they both died to Sabine, though. It'll be interesting to see what the double red player does. Again, we were just talking about he has aggression, so maybe he is actually looking to just outvalue the red-yellow Sabine. Don't exactly know what's going on here. They both should be resourcing cards. This guy was just thinking about life, I guess, instead of resourcing. Well, he's doing it now. Interesting, guys. So what would you do here? You know, you have a Sabine Wren, you have 2 units in front of you. Are you nervous about the chopper, like, tapping down one of your resources? That'd be pretty sad. So I think that he is going to probably trade into the chopper here. You don't want to lose a resource, especially if you have a cool 3-drop that you're planning on playing. His Sabine will take 1 damage back. And now you have the question of whether you want to be swinging with Leia into the Sabine or getting the 2 damage on base. I mean, that Sabine could do a lot more work than the Leia. But, you know, 2 damage is 2 damage. So you got to consider both these things when you're playing Sabine. Sometimes it's not always about these value trades, and it's about getting damage when you can. Also, it's about making your opponent attack something that they don't want to do. Whenever you make your opponent attack one of your own things, you're making them spend, you know, an action that they can't otherwise be doing something else, even though it is good value for them. Okay, and we see the For a Cause I Believe In come out. I've talked about this before, but we really don't want to be playing For a Cause I Believe In on 3 resources because even though you hit 4 things and you're doing 4 damage, you're not putting down a unit. You can imagine that he plays like a Fighters for Freedom here, and he gets to swing for 3. While 3 is less than 4, that unit is on the field. It's putting pressure. It has the additional ability. It gets to swing for 3 every turn, right? And the For a Cause I Believe In is a one-time thing. It is a finisher, all right? You do not want to be playing this on 3 resources. Maybe he just had nothing else, which is, you know, definitely can happen when you play an aggro deck. But it is very bad at pressuring your opponent, even though it seems like more. And now that we just saw that our opponent had a robot on top of his deck, yeah, I'm very inclined to also just dodge him and play in space and play this A-Wing. Again, our opponent's at 3 right now, but he's going to Sabine to 4. And then we just got to see, like, how many times can I poke him in the face with an A-Wing. Damage can actually really ramp up pretty quickly, especially if we buff this A-Wing in any way. Like if we play a Wing Leader, doing 5 damage is a lot, especially when you're only at a 25 health base. And as a double red player, you actually don't have outs for a 5 HP A-Wing, I believe. Aggression's only doing 4, so that would feel pretty bad, pretty bad. Yes, but currently the double red player is winning on life technically, and he still has his Tarkentown ability. But I definitely would rather be the yellow player right here. I have more units on field. I'm technically controlling space because I put my unit down there first. You know, all the Sabine units have just like 3 health and usually not 3 attack, so they die to everything that he could play. So he might just say, hey, I'm going to race you. When he plays out General Dodonna, which is actually a very powerful card, I really like this in a Sabine list because it buffs your Sabine the turn you play it. It also, you know, affects the rest of the board. It's kind of like playing a Wing Leader, but those tokens can't be removed as long as our Dodonna is on the field. I guess they can be removed just in a different way. Nah, scratch that. So yeah, his field is looking pretty strong. And if we look at this guy's hand, you know, it actually isn't really doing much as someone just completely hits the camera. We still have that Bamboozle in the deck. I'm really hoping if this goes to game 3, he takes that card out. I really don't think it's that special, especially if we're already playing Leia's. Like, you have something that taps something. I really don't know what he's considering here. I guess just if he wants to sneak attack into Sabine. My initial thought is that we're just going to Leia him in the face for 2 again. And A-Wing in the face for 3. Use Sabine ability. That's 5, 6. Attack with Sabine, 7, 8, 9. And that's a lot of damage. And then hope that we can either play another space unit the following turn, or ideally a Wing Leader. That is, I think, how the Sabine player can definitely close out this game a little bit faster. And as you see, he has to spend another action killing the Sabine player's units. But it's just not the right one. Like, Leia isn't the reason we're winning. It's definitely going to be this A-Wing. He summons out his Sabine, which does smack for 4 because of the Dodonna. And we play Bamboozle to heal 4 life. We'll see if it ends up mattering, because I have been pretty hard on that card so far. And just like that, we've taken 10. We have 15 left. He gets it another 3. And we're playing Sabine here. You can again ask, hey, why is he playing Sabine? It's just going to die for free. Literally can get killed by any one of those units. Well, again, our opponent needs to turn that unit into the Sabine. And as soon as they do, then I can attack with my leader Sabine and get some damage in. Our opponent's taken 12. If I get to attack with both the units on my field, like, you know, then he's taken 18. And then he's dead the next turn. And looky there, we did top deck the Wing Leader. That is best case scenario for us. He plays a Fleet Lieutenant and gets to Sabine into Sabine. I don't know why we're changing dice. I don't know how he did. That's fine. But because I think Sabine Ren unit only does damage to units, not base. So I don't think he should have taken 1 there, if that's what just happened. But that's fine. So like I said, this is why we play the Ren, because in case he did just exactly that, we get to attack with this unit, right? You can't kill 2 units at once usually. So even though it looked like it was a bad card to play because it just dies, it is helping him out immensely. And just like I was saying, guys, look, so he's playing Tarkentown. He has less than 10 life remaining. So a wing leader will just seal the deal here. You can go wing leader, swing with A-wing. And yeah, that would be G. A-wing swinging two times would be the death of him. I don't know how double red actually even plays out of that. You always swing with the Donna here because you know he's swinging for 5. So you take that swing unless you have a 2-drop you want to play. It does seem really hard to race right now, though, because you still have 20 damage to go. He is a lot healthier than you because he's playing this. Yeah. I don't know. It's not looking good at all for the double red player. And here we played the Spec Force Soldier, which again is something we could talk about. Yes, it dies to everything. But let's say the red player magically does draw an out for that A-wing. We get to swing with Spec Force and then swing with Wing Leader. And that is the 4 damage we need to close out the game. So, yeah. We may be getting outvalued tremendously, but we are super winning the game. So the Sabine player, yellow player here actually did a really good job at identifying that, hey, I think I have, or maybe he said, this is the only way I win. I need to just turn my card sideways and hit face. Like that, Leia ended up doing 4 damage to base, which is a lot more than I think that card ever should do. So good job, Leia. MVP'd it. At least I think I did 4 damage. It was at least 2, but I think I think I got 2 swings in here. Yeah, so we're definitely dead as a double red player. I don't really see an out for him. Okay, he plays Heroic Sacrifice just for fun, I guess. Our opponent doesn't even respond, and he smacks him with the A-wing. Ooh, we see a hyperspace aggression on top deck. I don't know why he's showing that. It actually wouldn't have helped him at all because aggression only does 4 damage, and our A-wing was sitting at 5. So yes, wing leadering A-wing in Sabine mirrors is very, very powerful, especially when you're already 5 life ahead of the race. It just feels really good. So back to sideboarding. I wonder if they're going to change stuff. Again, I really don't like Bamboozle, so I wonder if he looks to change stuff. Looks like he is doing some stuff. I don't know if we could see. Oh, for a cause I believe in. Interesting. He took one of those out. Again, like I said, I don't really like it in the middle of the game, but if our opponent's only at 25 HP, I think I definitely want them in my deck as options to play on 5 and 6 resources. Just to close out the game. But that could be very well why the double red player lost right there. Having to play 4 cause on turn 3 and not establishing a unit was pretty bad. Okay, let's skip all this shuffling. No one really cares. Let's just get straight into the action. And we're here. We are in the final game, game 3 of the Sabine mirror match here in Arizona. We have an R2-D2 versus an A-wing. Obviously, I am on the A-wing side. This game can get nasty. I see the wing leader already in the Sabine yellow player's hand, and that immediate 5 damage coming in next turn is going to be brutal, especially since R2-D2 is offering 0 pressure back as it only has 1 attack. Okay, so he plays his own wing leader, which actually makes things pretty difficult in a sense for the red-yellow player. Not that R2 is a cool body now, like it's a 3/6, but that we're playing against Tarkentown, right? So do I want to A-wing his wing leader? Absolutely not. It might look like a value trade, but it just dies to Tarkentown. So we're never doing that play. We see that we have a Falcon. So we have 2 options, and he decides not to do the play where we wing leader our A-wing and then just swing 5. Instead, he's looking at playing Falcon. And again, I would definitely not swing into the wing leader. We talked about this last game. You want your opponent to spend lots of actions to kill your cards. So even though wing leader can attack something and Tarkentown can finish it off, we want to make our opponent spend 2 whole actions to do that. It's very slow, and spending 2 actions to do that means we get to hit him twice. And just like that, our opponent's already taken 8. I'm not sure which plays better, whether it be playing wing leader on our A wing and then attacking with A wing, or doing the Falcon line. I actually think they might be exactly the same damage depending on how things go, because Falcon is one more damage that turn, but the U wing gets to swing for 2 the following turn, and he could have played the Falcon this turn. It's pretty hard to math out, and it really depends what our opponent's does. And look at that, he has 2 surprise strikes. Man, this guy has to get giddy when he plays against a 25 health HP base. Like that, 25 is a lot easier to do than 30, especially when it's not ECL, so our opponent's not like ambushing away one of our strongest cards. So yeah, what do you do as double red here? I think if you have the aggression, maybe you just do it right away to save some HP. Or you try to bait your opponent. So like worst case right now is he wing leaders the A wing. So like if I had aggression, I would aggression the A wing right now and then Tarkin Town afterwards. Hopefully I can't actually see his hand, and it looks like he's Tarkin Towning first. So hopefully he didn't have the aggression there, because that would just be a game losing mistake. Yes, you definitely play wing leader out because like we said last game, I don't think there's any way to deal 5 damage. And man, this guy has to be getting PTSD at this point. He just saw this happen to him. This is just how he lost the last game. And look at that. He's already taken 11. So A-Wing is going to come in for 5 more. Sabine this turn is going to do 3 damage. Could do 4 if he turns it sideways. That's 9. That's actually Xaxes with an A-Wing the following turn. That could just be game. And we're looking at 2 surprise strikes in this guy's hand with the Leia. That is a brutal combo. A brutal combo. Our opponent summons out the Sabine. We don't mind this at all. We'll just do 1 to both players. And we'll take 3. We still have lots of life left. We summon out our own Glary Sabine just because it's so shiny. We play Mr. Robot, but you know, a little bit too late because we are getting cooked right now. We've taken 20 damage, and just like last game, our opponent is showing us that it doesn't matter if you kill my A-Wing, because then I'll hit you with Sabine and then Wing Leader, so you need to kill 2 of my cards. But that double doesn't matter because we're holding 2 surprise strikes in hand. Man. Yeah, maybe red, yellow just cooks red. It's hard to say. That first game, the double red Sabine player very much looked in control, and I think he had a bad start. So it could just be very draw dependent, these matchups. This guy's just playing with his killer right now. He's like, oh, this card does 5 damage. How much life you at? Interesting. I think the double red player is saying if there's any way he could possibly maneuver. I think it's doomed though. And yeah, he just scoops them up. A-Wing swinging for 5 is too much. He shows the surprise strike. Yeah, that shows the 2 surprise strikes, which again is just too much damage. And the red-yellow player takes it all. All right, guys, we did it. We did 3 games back to back. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed seeing all the games together, just confirm for me, because I know I had some comments last time that said they'd rather just see them all together to see the sideboards. It's just nice being all in one video. So that's what we ended up doing this time. If you guys made it to the end, you know, leave a thumbs up. And yeah, that's all I got, guys. Stay tuned. We're making our Han 2.0 list, which I do believe Han Solo is the best deck right now in the meta. So we'll be pushing that list out. And then we have 2 more rounds of play from this tournament. But yeah, otherwise, that's all we got going. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And as always, peace.